And I'm live. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm doing this on my phone because I don't really have the best setup on my computer yet. I'll get that fixed. I wanted to do a quick video specifically around moving people. I've had a lot of conversations. Basically this started because I've had a lot of conversations with people who are doing organic. They're having a hard time transitioning from. A lot of people I've talked with have found it difficult to transition from talking to someone on Messenger, have someone who's a good fit, and then getting them on the phone. So the first thing is you're probably just making things a little weird or awkward, right? And you are not essentially approaching this with the right frame. So the first thing I want you to pay attention to, and then I'll go through the 3 steps, is you need to have the right frame. You are essentially a nurse, right, that is diagnosing someone's situation. And that's established at the very beginning. Even if someone is like brand new to you, they interacted with your post, they commented on it, they reached out to you because something you said struck a chord, right? So instead of you can try and build a bunch of rapport. I keep that normally pretty short, and then just dive right into the meat and potatoes. I don't know if that's a term people use, but you are coming at this as like a nurse, saw that you commented on my post, wanted to reach out, what interested you in it, or if you have a lead magnet you're sending out, maybe they're interested in that as well. But the first thing I do is you want to essentially hook them in by providing them with some piece of advice. So for those of you that have a lead magnet, don't send your lead magnet immediately to people. I've tested this with a lot. Like I've tried to send the lead magnet before. I have some ways that I can get that to work. For a lot of you people that are new to this, I would just stray away from that. So the first thing I do is hook them in, obviously, with whatever it is you're offering, or even if you don't have a lead magnet, a piece of advice. So you want to hook them in. And if you have a lead magnet, you can say something along the lines of, I want to send this over. This piece of content is going to be really helpful for you. But before I do you mind if I ask some questions about your business, your situation, whatever it is you're offering? You want to kind of cater it to your business. But I would get them locked in like, hey, I want to make sure this piece of content is really useful for you. It's really valuable. But before I do that, do you mind if I ask 2 or 3 questions about your business, what you do, and then I can also see if maybe there's some other things I can send over your way. So you're coming at it from a customer service frame. You're hooking them there where you are going to offer them, make sure that the content you're going to send is useful, and see if there's anything else you can send their way based on their situation. The second thing you want to do is you want to diagnose their situation. And I don't act super friendly on this, right? You think if you go to a nurse, they're not there to be your best friend. They're asking, okay, so where's the pain hurt? How long is it hurt for? Same thing. So the questions we ask here, and I've been on the sales team for almost 2 years. It's going to be 2 years in May. The questions we ask here is, okay, what is your offer? And how is the pricing structured? The next thing is I like to get some insight around their current situation. So I will ask, what are your current revenues right now? So for a personal training business or something that's like more B2C, figure out what type of question you can ask that's going to give you some insight around their current situation. Revenues is a good indicator for a business to know where they're currently at, right? So I want to know how their business is structured, their offer, how it's priced, what's their current situation, what are your revenues at, and then I want to know what their goal is, right? Where are you at? Where are you trying to go? That's it. So the first thing, you're hooking them in saying, hey, asking permission, can I ask some questions? I want to make sure this is a valuable conversation. I can send more things to you. Then you're diagnosing. That's the second thing. And then the third thing is actually just very easily like not making things weird, transitioning to the call and offering advice or additional training. A lot of times what I will do is after they've given me all of their information about their business and situation, be like, hey, cool. We've got a lot of experiences getting businesses to, if their goal is, 100, 200, 300K a month, we've got a lot of experience with that. I'd love to shed some light, give you some insight. Is it cool if I do that? Or is it cool if I give you some advice? So you're asking permission. You're also tying them down, making sure that's something that they are open to. So you always want to ask for permission. And then after that, I'll literally, once they agree 9 out of 10 times, they're like, yeah, sure, I would love to hear some advice. Cool. Do you mind if I give you a ring? So do you see how the conversation went straight from gathering data in Messenger to, awesome, do you mind if I give you a ring for 5 minutes? It's a lot easier, and the messaging I normally use is a lot easier than having than sending 1,000 messages back and forth. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of texting back and forth either. So I'll even tell people I'm not a huge fan of texting. Do you mind if I give you a call for 5-10 minutes? Very low barrier to entry, but I have a lot more control, and most of you guys are going to have more control once you actually get someone on the phone. So you just don't make it weird. It's very simple. Cool. Mind if I give you a ring? Takes 5 to 10 minutes. Just want to share some insight, or if you do have additional training, want to make sure I send some additional stuff your way and you can utilize it to the best of your ability. And then from there, provide value. Give them some advice. Don't give everything away. And from there, you can continue to vet them, continue to widen the gap. They've already given you some ammo on Messenger, and tie them down for another call. I'm not having I think what happens with a lot of people is they try to get all the tie them down to have a 45-minute sales call straight from Messenger. That's possible. I've done that a lot of times. But for some of you starting out, it's going to be way easier to follow this hook, diagnose, and then ask for permission to give advice and get them on the phone, right? Follow that framework. Keep it very simple. Don't if someone sends you a book, that does not mean you have to respond to everything, right? I'll normally be like, cool, and then I'll ask the next question. It's a stupid notification. So I hope that's helpful. Like I said, I've talked with a lot of people that are just overcomplicating this. The faster you can get someone on the phone, the faster you can have more control and get them tied down to have an actual sales call with you. But this was kind of impromptu because I've talked with a lot of people and they have a lot of conversations going in Messenger, but they're not transitioning them to phone calls. So, cool. Hope this is helpful. You guys have a killer day.